What's up, y'all? What's up? We're back. Today I got Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth for y'all. This is directed by Anthony Hickox, written by Peter Atkins, Tony Randall, Clive Barker, produced by Clive Barker. So, another installment in this Hell series, starring Terry Farrell, Doug Bradley, and Kevin Bernhardt. Now, let's check the trailer and let's get into another one.
In Hellraiser 1, Clive Barker showed you his vision of a private hell. In Hellraiser 2, he took you on a journey inside the Inferno. Now, the terror returns in mankind's final confrontation with evil. And this time, it's going to be hell on Earth.
Great club. I really love it here. It's a great club.
Jesus Christ.
Not quite. Just give me the box.
Ready for your close-up?
We're going to hell.
Ladies first. Relax, baby. This is better than sex.
It's so good to be back. Clive Barker presents Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth.
What's up, y'all? Yeah, we're back again. This is Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth. Really interesting movie. I thought this one was going to be completely terrible, but I'll admit that I like this one. I like a lot of the scenes and the acting, the things that Pinhead says. I like the lady in this movie. She's very pretty and gorgeous. Terry Farrell, and she's playing Joey in the film. And it's later revealed, it's quite interesting that this Joey girl is Pinhead's daughter, or the man's daughter before he became Pinhead in hell. So yeah, she's getting flashbacks throughout the movie of her dad dying, and all she knows is her dad died before she was born. And it's showing him out on the battlefield in Vietnam War, and she's seeing flashbacks of war this man was in, her father. And it's just really interesting, some of the quotes that Pinhead says. He says, if you've seen one war, you've basically seen them all. It's all pain, it's all suffering. But yeah, this is a really good movie for me. I liked it. I'll be honest. We'll get into it here. Starting out with a bit of the cast. Just gonna mention a few of the main characters in this movie, because there's not a lot in this movie. It's nice. So yeah, I mentioned Terry Farrell plays the main protagonist, Joey. Kevin Bernhardt, he plays JP. JP Monroe, this young club owner. He's rich. He's got the women. He's got the charisma. He's got the swag. He's just doing his thing, picking up women. And he has his system. He has his method of getting different women every night from his club. And he's got a nice hopping club downtown called the Boiler Room. And then we got Terry in the film. Terry, played by Paula Marshall. Beautiful woman, beautiful ladies acting in this movie, and I thought the acting was pretty decent. Some of it in the beginning from Paula Marshall is a little difficult to watch, but they're kind of awkward roles for her to be playing as a depressed or anxious, sleep deprived, traumatized kid, basically. So she basically playing a really young teenager, and Joey is older in this movie. She's more like, I'd say, late 20s, maybe 30. But yeah, she's a journalist or a news reporter, and she's looking for her next big story that'll give her a breakthrough. And in the beginning of the movie, she sees a boy with chains and hooks all attached to his body, be rolled into the ER, and then she sees the chains take a hold of him, shock him electrically, and then blow his head off somehow, and just completely traumatize her. So I thought the opening to this movie was really good. They killed it. And then, of course, we've got Pinhead, played by Doug Bradley. Now, Pinhead was great in this movie. I felt like they might have shown him a little too much, and some of the makeup and the pins on his head, so to speak, they didn't look very good, not as good and as fanatical as they did in the first two movies. But it looks good regardless. There's some really great scenes with Pinhead, and like I said, some of the things he says, the quotes, are just amazing. And while this movie does feel like it failed in some aspects, like they were clearly trying to make a more Hollywood push with this movie to make it more digestible and relatable to everyone, but I'm not sure that really worked out. But some of the things they did with the script writing and the flow of characters, the feel of the movie feels really good. It feels very, very 90s horror. And I thought it was scary. I thought the score was good, the music. It's got that classic bone-chilling Hellraiser music. So overall, I thought this movie was good. I can't hate on it, but you have to keep in mind I have a bit of bias because I'm a big Hellraiser fan. I love the whole franchise. Although this movie, after this movie, began the downfall of the Hellraiser movies. I think they probably progressively get worse after this, as a lot of people say. I haven't seen any of the new ones or any of the, sequels down the line yet. But I did like this one for 1992. I think this is good. This is prime. It's definitely not as good as the first movie for me, but this one might be better than the second for me. And I'll get to why in a bit here. But, I thought it was done pretty well. The storyline made sense. It's interesting that the man in the beginning, J.P. Monroe, he's feeding off his victims in a sense. These ladies, he's kind of just having sex with them and kicking them to the curb next morning, and when Pinhead comes alive in the statue, he explains that really the two of them are not much different, even though Pinhead does brutal torture and actually kills his victims rather than just have sex with them. It's really all the same thing. There's no hard set line of saying, okay, now you've gone too far. No, that's not humanity. That's not consciousness. There is no morality. There is no right and wrong. It's just pleasure and pain, and it's one and the same. And that's true of everything in life, And this movie, in this series, really drives that home well, and that's why I like it so much. And I just really liked how they were able to blend more of Christianity's hell into this and make Pinhead look like a real demon, a real satanic, evil motherfucker. How he's mocking Jesus. He's blowing the windows out at the church. Everything about him feels evil, feels disturbing, sadistic, nihilistic, pessimistic. I love it. Yeah, and apparently this thing was shot in something like 40 days, so it was shot very quickly for a film. That's kind of their director's style. Anthony Hickox. So the producers loved this. It was a bit cheaper for them because it was less production hours and such, less filming hours, so forth. But yeah, apparently the script had to be changed multiple times just because it was so dark, or some of the things that the producers or the studios didn't like in there. The original movie poster had to be changed because it had Pinhead yelling on the cover with all the pins in his head. So they had to change it to the original movie poster, which was weird. I wish they would have kept the Hellraiser 3 poster they had for it. But the original one looks good too. It's just basically the first poster restamped with Hellraiser, Hell on Earth printed on it, So yeah, this movie really gets down to pain, suffering, torture, as most of the Hellraiser movies do, of course, but yeah, I really love this for its gore and its real life meaning of, everything's either, or nothing's really set in stone in life. It's like your pleasure can be somebody else's pain, and in order for you to feel pleasure, somebody else has to go through pain, So you might as well just be an honest motherfucker and be honest with people. Let them know what you want out of them. Do what you want in life. Do whatever you see is right. There's no one telling you not to. Yeah, this is my thoughts on the movie. It's a pretty good movie. Like I said, it's just got that evil vibe, the 90s movie vibe. The score is amazing. Now, a few things I didn't like about the film. Some of it doesn't really make sense. I mean, I was wondering what was happening in the beginning. How did the demons or the Cenobites and Pinhead get locked into the statue? Maybe there's something in the second film at the end I'm missing. And then I was also confused on how she had a box, Terry has a box in the film, and there's also a statue, so Pinhead is trying to get the box to close the gateway to hell so he can stay on Earth. Once he gets out of the statue, JP is bringing ladies, girls, after he's had sex with them, and then Pinhead is taking their soul and torturing them, taking their flesh. And I think another great quote from Pinhead in the movie is something like, "There's no right or wrong, there's only flesh," which is so true. And it's not from a demonic, standpoint. I don't believe in any of that shit, but just the doctrine he has in this movie is so perfect. And I'll always be a big Pinhead fan. Probably my greatest horror villain of all time, I'd say. This guy's awesome. So yeah, and then another thing I didn't like was the ending. I felt like, they botched the ending again on this thing. Just how she randomly puts a box in some mud, and then I guess a building's built over it, so that sets up the next sequel, I guess. But still, I'm not sure what to think of that. Also, the ending, how she's so slow to solve the puzzle before these demons get her. It feels like it's just being dragged out, and they would have been able to destroy her easily. And then just a few more things about Clive Barker on this film. So he wasn't involved in it very much. He criticized the ending and the low budget effects, but he did come in as a producer, and he added a few scenes to the film, like the one kill of the blonde girl, I believe was Clive Barker. So he accepted Clive Barker Presents as a credit, but I'm not sure he's actually credited as a producer on this film. He's a writer for sure, because he did some of the scenes. And then the script went under multiple rewrites. I think I had 5 or 6 changes to the story. It's just, they could have done it better. I felt like, for the ending, for sure. The Cenobites they made, the new ones, were kind of stupid looking, in my opinion. I didn't really like. I mean, the camera guy and the CD guy were all right, but. And then I guess the drilling guy is supposed to be JP. I'm not sure. So now how Pinhead's on Earth. Every soul he's making new Cenobites with it. Which I guess that was the idea of the second one as well. But I digress. So I guess Clive Barker now has the U.S. rights to the original Hellraiser film, and the toys, the merch, or whatever, all that stuff. He gained it in a legal settlement with Park Avenue Entertainment, and that was in 2021 in December. So we'll see what he does with new projects on the original series. So I guess he still doesn't own the rights to the sequels, but I felt like it was just a mess for Clive Barker with the production and the studios throughout all the sequels of this movie. That's why I only really like watching originals, because if I do watch a sequel, sometimes it'll just ruin the movie or the series for me, and I won't want to watch it again. But yeah, let me know what y'all thought of this one. This is Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. Alright, peace. Oh, I guess I should give it a rating. So, yeah, I'm gonna rate this one pretty well, because I liked it. I thought it wasn't a bad movie, and it's definitely got some nostalgia, some 90s vibes. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. So a pretty decent movie all around. Definitely recommend it. I definitely rewatch it. Yeah, I like the playfulness of Joey and Terry as, girls hanging out, living together, and then you got this badass JP guy. He's like a young badass. His charisma, the acting's pretty good, so yeah. And then, yeah, just the legendary Pinhead scenes in the church and stuff like that. It's definitely a good movie. Check it out, y'all. But yeah, I'm out for now. Until the next one, it's your boy Diego. Alright, peace.